Hello and welcome to your practice. I'm Becky and I'm going to take you through a practice for yoga for good sleep. So it's going to have some forward folds in it. Forward folds are very calming for our nervous system, helps the spine to kind of relax, the back to relax. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. So we're going to start in child's pose. Big toes barely touching, knees separated apart. You're going to hinge forward. So trying to keep your bottom as close to your heels as you can. You can stack your hands on top of each other and rest your forehead on stacked hands. You can rest your forehead on a mat, or you can even take a yoga block and rest your forehead on a yoga block. The arms can come back by your side, palms up. The hands can come forward. So see what's feeling best for your child's pose. We're going to breathe into the back body. Breathe into the shoulders. Let the space in between the shoulders spread out. Let that relax. So adjusting your elbows and arms as much as you can. Maybe the elbows come back a little bit. Maybe the elbows are wider a little bit to get that upper back to really soften, really relax. Breathe into the shoulders. Breathe into the mid back. Breathe into the low back. At the same time you're feeling that back body relax and stretch, breathe into the low belly. So we inhale, we feel our belly expand, and exhale, feel the belly relax. Make any little adjustments that you need to get a little bit more comfortable in your child's pose. Maybe even moving hips and shoulders a little side to side. Letting the nervous system release. Let the body decompress. Now slowly make your way up, bringing your head up. If you had a block there, go ahead and set that off to the side. We're going to swing the feet around in front of us. So we're sitting with the legs stretched out in front of us. We're going to go into a seated forward fold. So we don't want to round the spine in a forward fold. So for a little bit of help with that, you can take a folded blanket or a towel and sit just on the edge of the towel. So we don't want to sit all the way back in the middle of the blanket or the towel. We want to scoot to just the edge, and we'll stretch those legs out. Feet are flexed, and we want the hips to kind of roll forward. That's why we're on the edge of the blanket, so we can kind of roll forward. Now put a little bend in your knees. That's just going to help to protect the low back. Keep that little bend in the knees, and we're going to go into a forward fold. So having the hands on the legs, keep your spine long and your neck long, and just kind of hold here in this forward fold. Breathing into the low belly. We'll keep lengthening the back of the legs so the knees can stay bent as much as you need. They can even be bent nice like this, nice and high. Get those knees adjusted as much as you need to. If you're feeling pretty flexible, you can let the backs of the legs be all the way down onto the mat. Sometimes what happens is when the backs of the legs are flat, we tend to start to round. And now we're kind of putting some stress on that back. So bending those knees helps to keep that back longer. So this is all about yoga for good sleep. This is not about, and relaxing our nervous system and decompressing. This is not about trying to attain that picture perfect yoga pose. Think of the belly touching the thighs. And if the belly starts to lift up off the thighs, then you need to bend the knees a little bit more. Neck long, spine long. Big breaths into the low belly. Keep the feet flexed. It just activates the legs a bit, stretches the legs a bit. Nice and slow, come up out of that forward fold. Come into cobbler's pose. So the bottoms of the feet together, knees open. You can stay on the edge of the blanket, or you can scoot that blanket out. So cobbler's pose, sitting nice and tall. Bring the hands back behind you And lift the heart, lift the chest. Good. A couple of breaths here. Just counteracting all of the rounded shoulders that we normally go through during the day, just trying to counteract that upper body wear and tear, that habitual posture that we have of reaching forward and rounding the shoulders. Good. Now bring the hands forward. We're going to scoot the feet away from us a little and go into a forward fold in cobbler's pose, also sometimes known as clamshell. So the feet move away from you a little bit. We round the spine, tuck the chin. We're going to hold here in this little forward fold for a few breaths. Breathe into the back body. Breathe into the belly. Adjust the feet as far away from you as you need. Try to relax here for a few more breaths. Nice and slow, make your way up. Bring the hands behind you, one at a time, stretch the legs out, and just windshield wiper the feet. Good. We're going to come off of the blanket. If you were sitting on a blanket or a folded towel, come off of that, set it onto your side, and we're going to come all the way down onto our back. Once you're down on your back, hug the knees into the chest and roll side to side. Roll it out. Bring the knees to center, and we're going to stretch the feet up to the ceiling. Feet hip width apart, feet flexed, arms at your side. Waistline's pressing down towards the floor. So the whole back is nice and resting evenly on the mat. And we're just going to hold here with our feet up. So this is letting the lymph fluid move down from the feet and the ankles, down the legs into the hip area, the groin area where major lymph nodes are. So that just helps to get all that stress and tension out of the legs. A couple breaths here. Now let's bend the knees. We're going to go into happy baby pose. So separate the knees, separate the feet. Bring the arms on the inside of the legs, lift the feet, and we're going to hold the outer calves, outer ankles, or outside edges of the feet. The bottoms of the feet are facing the ceiling. The ankles are stacked over the knees, and the knees are moving down towards the floor. So it's a big thigh stretch, hip stretch, but helps to counteract all the sitting that we do during the day, all the rounding forward. And let's just roll side to side. So we're giving our spinal column a nice massage. Keep the feet as wide as the knees. And we're giving our back a nice massage. We're opening the inner thighs, working the hip and groin area. Just rolling it out. Bring everything to center. Let go of the feet or the legs. Use your abdominals. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat. We're going to go into reclined cobbler's pose. So bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees open. Here, if you want a little bit more support for the legs or the hips, you can bring yoga blocks or pillows or cushions or folded blankets to the outer thighs. Have your feet as close to or far from the hips as feels good, because we want our legs to relax as much as possible. We want our hips to relax as much as possible. Arms are at your side, a little away from the body. We want our armpit area to open up. Palms are up. Your arms can even be out in a T position, or your arms can be in cactus arms. Just make sure that your whole arm is relaxing, your whole arm is on the floor. So if your wrists are lifting like this, the arms aren't relaxed. So just bring those arms wider if that's what happens. Adjust the shoulders, adjust the arms, adjust the hips, adjust the legs. Tuck the chin a little bit so you've got a little length in the back of the neck. Chin comes down towards the chest. Few big, slow belly breaths. So inhale, we want the belly to rise. Exhale, we want the belly to fall. Keep relaxing and re-relaxing. Nice and slow, we'll bring the arms down by our side. Take the hands to the outer thighs and use your arms to help you bring the knees together. Adjust hips and shoulders on the mat so you feel even. We're going to go into a spinal twist on each side. Stretch the left leg out on the mat. Left foot is flexed. Bring the right knee in. Right foot is flexed. Left hand on the right knee. Right arm at your side. Right palm is up. Inhale with your exhale. We're going to take the right knee over to the left. So we roll onto that left hip and pick up the upper body. Shift it to the left to roll that right shoulder down. So the right shoulder's touching the mat. Big breaths, both feet flexed, and big breaths into the low belly. Your right palm is up towards the ceiling. The neck can be centered, looking straight up, or you can look over either shoulder. See what feels best to the neck and shoulders. The main thing is the big breaths into the low belly. This helps the low back to decompress, helps the psoas muscle on each side to stretch and relax. Nice and slow, we'll inhale, bring our right knee up, bring our right foot to the floor, and we'll bend the left knee. So both knees bent, feet on the floor, adjust hips and shoulders so you're even. Spinal twist to the other side, right leg stretches out, left knee comes in, both feet are flexed, right hand on the left knee, left arm at your side, left palm is up. Inhale, with your exhale, we'll take the left knee over to the right. We want our left shoulder on the floor, so pick up the upper body, shift it to the right to roll that left shoulder down. Big breaths into the low belly and get your neck comfortable. So looking straight up or over either shoulder. Slow, long inhales, slow, long exhales. Twists are great to balance the body's energy and also to decompress the body. Nice and slow, we're going to inhale the left knee up, bring your left foot to the floor, bend your right knee, adjust hips and shoulders, adjust the clothing. Let's hug the knees into the chest, roll side to side a couple times. Bring the knees to center. Don't let the back arch. We're going to bring the feet down to the floor. One at a time, stretch the legs out. Let the legs relax. Tuck the shoulders under a little bit to let the chest open. Arms at your side, palms up. We'll take a few nice slow breaths here in this final relaxation. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. So letting all the benefits from these poses settle into the body to help promote good sleep, to help you rest better, to let the body stretch, decompress after your day. Eyes relax, jaw relaxes, and just feel the movement of the belly. Belly rises with the inhale, falls with the exhale. Staying here as long as you like, maybe even going into a little short little nap. Or if you're going to come out with me, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. We'll bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor. Roll to one side and use your arms to come all the way up into seated. Sitting comfortably, sitting tall, tailbone moves back a little bit, heart lifts a little, belly pulls in and up. Bring the palms together, thumbs at the heart, and this ends our practice. Namaste. So feel free to use this practice real quick before bed. Anytime you even just need to decompress and relax and kind of stretch out the body from whatever activities you were doing during the day. And please share it with someone that you think might benefit from it. Hit the like button, and I'll see you next time on Yoga with Becky Thomas. Bye.